Military people of Reddit, Area 51 guards, how do you feel about the September 20th raid? If the military/government had secrets, what fun would it be to hide them at the most publicized secret facility? All the actual secrets were moved to Area 52. Friend is in the Air Force. He's heard that they are just going to have the local police department to give the citations for trespassing. Military isn't supposed to interact with civilians. Police are, so that's what they are going to stock up on. Edit. He just informed me that he's also heard that the National Guard will also be there just in case. They are used to civilian interaction way more than the AF. Area 51 isn't going to stand a chance with the Naruto runners in the power of friendship. Maybe the real aliens was the friends we made along the way. I worked as Navy military police. All I gotta say is, don't announce when and where you are going to trespass military bases. In all seriousness, I'm wondering if other bases are on alert in case this thing really goes down. I'm more worried if actual bad groups use this event to their advantage. Can confirm that people in the area are annoyed. This is being taken as a serious threat to a military base sort of. Expect the picture of the brief where the airman is explaining Naruto running. Glad I'm not stationed anywhere near there. Side note, I almost hope something happens just for the memes. Edit. For wording and clarity. Army here, they won't get anywhere near the base. I guarantee they will utilize local law enforcement to close the roads down miles away from the nearest drop-off point the raiders plan to stop at, to discourage them. Even if they miraculously somehow get beyond the police, they will certainly be face to face with less than lethal means. Heat ray gun, tear gas, sound cannon, etc. If they somehow keep going, which they won't, they will promptly be shot. I'm not stationed at some crazy top secret base, and even on guard detail we are authorized to shoot anybody attempting to trespass. Just so you know, any military installation is authorized to use deadly force. Our base allows it, so I'm positive Area 51 is authorized. You all better be practicing to Naruto run. There are signs put out that basically say, if you pass here you will be shot. Well, could be good, maybe. They are just going to let everyone in the base, then never let them leave. The aliens need human sacrifices. Who do you think planned the raid? It's all a massive ploy by the aliens to bring in unwitting human sacrifices. They studied our culture, realized the power of memes, and used that power against us. Yo, if you don't write this novel in 2 years, I will. Just giving you a heads up. Hopefully nobody knows about the small exhaust port that a well-aimed proton torpedo could get into and destroy the base. Let me guess, it's 2 meters long and the size of a wombat. I don't think people realize how much desert there is to the actual base. There's nothing out there for a reason. I'd imagine any SF people would just let them run as far as they can and then just drive over to them and offer a Mount Dew to get in the back of the truck. I can honestly just imagine dudes wearing Oakley's driving a tricked out 4x4 white panel van with free Mountain Dew or free Monster painted on sides, trawling the desert looking for people. Wouldn't hurt to have some real live news coverage here. How many people are queued up at local hotels? Any info would be worth reading. Local hotels. The closest piece of civilization has a single crappy motel with 13 rooms. I bet those pesky government agents bought all the rooms so nobody could go. What if the hotel owner started all of this? Bring lots of water. It gets hot in the frickin' desert, and it's miles to get to anything. A good chance to test the newest rubber chili pepper bullets and next gen non-lethal weaponry. They could just use the puke laser or the sound pain machine. Don't forget the microwave ray. It makes you feel like your skin is burning. So basically just like the local climate in the Nevada desert. My cousin flies the drones. Be careful out there. The raiders have drones too. Some bought the $150 Amazon ones you can control with a phone. Level playing field. Nothing makes an Air Force base happier than flying commercial drones in their restricted airspace. I worked security forces down the way at Nellis for a few years. I would say good luck getting in. First of all, it's just shitty desert for miles. Second, when you cross into a restricted area which is clearly denoted by many posted signs or painted on the ground, when not dirt, lethal force is authorized, no questions asked. But I would imagine that you would have to get in pretty far before lethal force is actually used. I think people might actually show up but no one will actually do anything, and it will be guards at the border of the restricted area talking to neckbeards all night long. The guards will spend the day having to drive around looking for lost idiots baking in the sun and giving them first aid. I'm sure that will get old quickly. The desert is a great environment for mummification. No need to hurry, they'll still be there a year from now. I'm excited to find out what kinds of new non-lethal technology the military has been working on that they will get to test out on these dumbasses. Literally nothing is going to happen. They will likely have checkpoints on the highway coming in. Even then, it's a barricaded dirt road and 15 miles to the base. Most people can't walk 15 miles in the Nevada sun. If necessary, once the first few are arrested and charged with federal crimes, people are going to stop trying real quick. 15 miles of Nevada desert over hills and depressions. It's not flat terrain. It'll be 100 plus 75 plus degrees, and that's after having to drive hours to get to the closest point, which is a damn near inaccessible dirt road. So yeah, good fucking luck. Edit, whatever the temperature, y'all are gonna die. I used to work at Area 76. My only advice is, try not to get shot by the guards or mauled by military working dogs. TL. Dr. Naruto run and you'll be fine. Well, I was nearly shot on several occasions while entering the restricted area, and I was actually supposed to be there. Good luck. Army here. I'm so glad I'm not one of the people in charge of security on that base, is all I'm gonna say. Why? Presumably because there's no option that isn't going to result in a massive shitshow. Put a big congratulations banner a mile or two out from the protected area, along with a well-stocked barbecue and some fake alien props to pad the scene out. Pretty difficult to look like the bad guy there. Retired MSG here. I honestly doubt more than a handful of people could actually make it to the installation, since it's miles from the nearest town with no real roads leading in. That said, I was assigned to the Army's Delta Force in the 2000s, and our guard force was not only authorized to use deadly force if there was a breach of the perimeter, but it was standard operating procedure they should, since the compound is regarded as a high-value asset. But, let's say for argument's sake thousands of civilians were making their way to the installation. The most likely scenario would be a temporary extension of the installation's enforceable borders augmented by local, state, and federal agencies working in conjunction to arrest them. Let's say thousands slip by these first echelons of LEOs, though. You'd most likely have escalating use of force the closer they get to the installation. Let's say thousands still make it through laser, sonic, rubber bullets, and tear gas deterrents and they get to the installation's physical barrier. They'd get shot and tridged on site. ETA, and those that live, would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This is the most realistic answer here. There's no way local law enforcement, or even the Alphabet Boys will let anyone close enough for guard force of the installation to have a problem. Lol, never heard them called the Alphabet Boys. Definitely stealing this. Retired military here. From a public opinion standpoint, the base MPs and BASF have got the short straw. If they don't stop incursions into the restricted space, they'll be a laughingstock. If they do, they'll be heartless, faceless assaulters of the general public. If real military force is required to be brought to bear against civilians, they'll be lambasted. From a practical side, civilians who think they can breach Area 51 are delusional. The military is not restricted to the same low-level riot equipment or rules of engagement that a municipal police force is, and assaulting a military installation would probably get you a trip to Blacksite military prison, assuming you didn't just wind up shot. Military forces protecting a restricted space are going to use lethal force, if necessary. I would assume the moment the Pentagon caught wind of the Facebook group, most sensitive military sites put in an order for extra troops and 1,000 canisters of tear gas. Ex-military with no relation to Area 51. I hope they clap some spicy alien cheeks. Finna get me an alien MILF. Former military and rolling my eyes. Imagining hundreds of people risking being shot and killed to find nothing but a bunch of airmen and senior airmen sitting around a smoke pit chain smoking Marlboro Golds bitching about lunch chow and a file cabinet full of old maintenance cards for the B1. If y'all want secrets, storm the mountain in Colorado, and good luck. Living on any other military base is the most boring life possible with the exception of Camp Lejeune. At least the Marines would get drunk and throw insane barracks parties when hurricanes would roll through. No idea why civilians glamorize military life, like we are living on the other side, and are privy to the secrets of the world. You expect a bunch of 19-year-old D3s who can't be trusted not to get an alcohol incident/DUI for one goddamn week, to keep their lips closed about the existence of aliens? Give a Lance Corporal a half-empty can of Skol and an expired Rip It, and he'll tell you his mom's social security number. If you wanted Area 51 secrets, just go to the nearest strip club on a Thur or Sat night. There's a reason the NSA/CIA/DIA all maintain police/security departments that aren't active duty military. You think Airman Smuckatelli is guarding the secrets to the Tesseract? You expect a bunch of 19-year-old D3s who can't be trusted not to get an alcohol incident/DUI for one goddamn week, to keep their lips closed about the existence of aliens? That made me laugh way harder than it should have. Not military, but we should raid everyone's house while they're raiding Area 51. Ah yes, I always wanted 300 Anam sex dolls. Never worked at Area 51, but I really wanna see what happens. I bet 99.9% of the people that signed the petition won't show. Plot twist: government declares purge to distract us. Massive special Darwin Award this year. I'm looking forward to the MVP selection and blooper reels. Not in myself, but from a military family. One of my family members has some high clearance. I'm pretty sure he isn't stationed at Area 51, but I asked him anyway. He said don't go, unless I want to ruin my life, disappear or wind up dead. So yeah, sitting this one out, because the two brain cells I have left worked a double shift, and said I should probably not go. I can't believe there isn't a single reasonable response in the top 10 posts. Area 51 is so remote they literally fly in employees daily. It's called Janet Airline. You literally cannot drive a car to Area 51. You sure as hell are not running there in September. And the one aspiring super marathon runner who makes it won't be a match for the chain link fence and board MPs. Edit. Okay, maybe it's possible to drive. A lot of people are saying so, but IDC enough to Google. It's still remote enough they fly in most employees daily. Nobody is getting close. Most Americans can't afford groceries, let alone a plane ticket and a rental car for the New Mexico desert. Army here. It's an ongoing meme that we all want to get duty there, to work on our aim. Finally going to get that super rare achievement of beating up a nerd while doing a backflip. Wait, what? LMAO. Former 18A, and I say best of luck. They put Area 51 there for a number of reasons, and one is simple physical security. That place is surrounded by desert, and if you check out the roads in the area, you'll notice just how easy it would be for the state patrol to shut down the entire interstate area with only a half dozen roadblocks. If people start showing up, diverting traffic, simply prevent people from arriving en masse in vehicles, and you've prevented all but the true D-hits from getting anywhere near your perimeter. Those D-hits can be dealt with by base security forces or sheriffs, whoever happens upon them first. No riot, no violence. Just really control the situation. Don't even let it happen. Make the civilians think, oh yeah, they're the government. Sincerely, I don't think those gentlemen have Reddit account. Or do they? You never know. They could be reading it right now. Not Area 51, but I guarded a very secure place, and can confidently say that anyone who goes there will have a really bad time at best. People in the military do tremendous amounts of unnecessary logical training for events that will never happen, and when you give them a reason for one of those events to become real and justify those wasted hours, they hone in on every possible value they could take advantage of in the situation. It won't be a novelty for anyone who goes there. They'll just be beaten/shot/detained, or a mix of the three, and charged with an astounding crime they aren't ready to face penalties for. They are shaking meat in a bear's face, and both parties will ultimately suffer for it if it doesn't fizzle out. But I'm sure they weren't trained against Naruto runners. I think a lot of people are assuming that the Area 51 base is surrounded by a fence and field. I don't think anybody that is actually taking the raid seriously realize it is, that it's miles and miles and miles of desert before you can even see the base. You're probably more likely to just die of exhaustion first after trying to Naruto run that distance, haha. Time traveler here. You mean the September 20th massacre? Wait, sorry, I must go. Say psych right now. Veteran here. I want it to happen so bad. I want to know if the military would willingly use lethal force against its own people on a massive scale. I think it depends on what kind of equipment folks show up with. If anything over 1,000 people show up, there is sure to be at least one redneck conspiracy nut with a gun. All he needs to set off the fireworks is an excuse to fire off a shot.